What inspired you to become an accountant, and how did you get started in the field?
I have always had an interest in finance and business, and I pursued a degree in accounting to explore this further. After completing my degree, I began working in public accounting firms to gain experience and build my skills.
What accounting software have you worked with, and which ones do you find to be the most user-friendly and effective?
I have experience working with various accounting software such as QuickBooks, Xero, and SAP. I find QuickBooks to be the most user-friendly for small businesses, while SAP is effective for large corporations with complex accounting needs.
How do you ensure that financial statements and reports are accurate and comply with accounting standards and regulations?
To ensure accuracy and compliance, I follow generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, and accounting standards set by regulatory bodies such as the Financial Accounting Standards Board, FASB. I also review financial statements and reports multiple times to check for errors and inconsistencies.
What are your strongest skills as an accountant, and how do they enable you to add value to an organization?
My strongest skills as an accountant include attention to detail, problem solving, and strong analytical skills. These skills enable me to identify and resolve accounting issues efficiently and effectively, which ultimately adds value to the organization.
How do you stay up to date with changes in tax laws and accounting regulations?
I stay up to date by regularly reading industry publications and attending relevant seminars and training sessions. I also network with other accounting professionals to exchange knowledge and best practices.
What experience do you have with budgeting and forecasting, and what tools do you use to create accurate and effective budgets?
I have experience in creating budgets and forecasts for various organizations using tools such as Excel and financial modeling software. I ensure accuracy and effectiveness by regularly reviewing and updating the budget based on actual performance and market trends.
How do you approach analyzing financial data to identify trends and areas for improvement?
I begin by organizing and consolidating financial data into meaningful reports and dashboards. I then analyze the data to identify trends and areas for improvement, such as cost savings or revenue growth opportunities. I also collaborate with other departments to gain a comprehensive understanding of the business operations.
What are your favorite accounting tools or resources, and how do you use them to stay organized and efficient?
I use various accounting tools such as Excel, QuickBooks, and Xero to stay organized and efficient. I also rely on industry publications and online resources such as Accounting Today and the Journal of Accountancy to stay up to date with industry news and trends.
Can you walk me through a time when you identified an accounting error and implemented a solution to correct it?
In a previous role, I identified a payroll processing error that resulted in incorrect tax withholdings for employees. I reviewed the payroll system and identified the cause of the error, and then implemented a solution to correct it and ensure that future payrolls were processed accurately.
What experience do you have with accounts payable and accounts receivable, and how do you manage these functions effectively?
I have extensive experience with managing accounts payable and receivable. To manage these functions effectively, I prioritize accuracy in data entry, follow up on outstanding payments, and ensure that invoices are processed in a timely manner.
What experience do you have with inventory management, and how do you ensure accuracy in inventory records?
I have experience with inventory management in both small and large organizations. To ensure accuracy in inventory records, I use inventory software to track items, conduct regular physical counts, and reconcile discrepancies between records and actual inventory levels.
How do you maintain confidentiality and protect sensitive financial information in your work as an accountant?
As an accountant, I understand the importance of maintaining confidentiality and protecting sensitive financial information. I ensure that financial records are stored securely, limit access to confidential information, and follow established protocols for sharing information only on a need-to-know basis.
How do you approach communication with colleagues and clients when discussing financial matters or reports?
When discussing financial matters or reports with colleagues and clients, I aim to communicate clearly and concisely. I avoid jargon and explain complex concepts in plain language, and I tailor my communication style to the audience to ensure that they understand the information presented.
What are your strategies for managing deadlines and completing work efficiently and accurately as an accountant?
To manage deadlines and complete work efficiently and accurately, I prioritize tasks based on their level of importance and urgency, establish realistic timelines, and break down large projects into smaller, more manageable tasks. I also use project management tools to track progress and ensure that deadlines are met.
How do you prioritize tasks and manage your workload effectively as an accountant?
To prioritize tasks and manage my workload effectively, I first assess the urgency and importance of each task, and then prioritize them accordingly. I also take breaks to avoid burnout, and I delegate tasks when appropriate to ensure that deadlines are met.
What experience do you have with audits, and how do you ensure that financial records are ready for an audit?
I have experience with audits, both as an internal and external auditor. To ensure that financial records are ready for an audit, I maintain accurate records throughout the year, reconcile accounts regularly, and keep supporting documentation organized and accessible.
What accounting certifications or professional development opportunities have you pursued, and how have they helped you in your work as an accountant?
I have pursued several accounting certifications, including certification names, and I regularly attend professional development opportunities to stay current on industry trends and best practices. These certifications and opportunities have helped me to develop new skills and knowledge that I can apply in my work as an accountant.
Can you give an example of a time when you had to explain complex financial information to someone without an accounting background?
Yes, I once had to explain financial statements to a group of non-financial managers. I used analogies and visual aids to simplify complex concepts, and I encouraged questions to ensure that everyone understood the information presented. By the end of the meeting, the managers had a better understanding of the financial statements and how to use them in their decision-making.
How do you approach training and mentoring other accountants or accounting staff?
I believe in a hands-on approach to training and mentoring, where I work alongside the team members to provide guidance and support. I also believe in creating a culture of continuous learning and development.
What experience do you have with cash management, and how do you ensure that there is always sufficient cash on hand?
I have experience with managing cash flow projections and ensuring that there is always sufficient cash on hand to meet the needs of the business. I also work closely with other departments to understand their cash needs and ensure that we have enough cash reserves to cover unexpected expenses.
What are your favorite financial metrics or KPIs, and how do you use them to measure business performance?
My favorite financial metrics are ones that provide insight into the financial health of the business, such as gross profit margin and net income. I use these metrics to measure business performance and identify areas for improvement.
How do you collaborate with other departments or stakeholders, such as HR or operations, to ensure accurate financial records?
I believe in building strong relationships with other departments and stakeholders, and regularly communicate with them to ensure accurate financial records. I also work closely with them to understand their financial needs and ensure that we are providing the necessary support and resources.
What experience do you have with payroll processing, and how do you ensure that payroll is accurate and timely?
I have experience with processing payroll for large and small businesses, and I ensure that payroll is accurate and timely by creating detailed payroll calendars, double-checking all payroll calculations, and communicating clearly with employees.
How do you approach identifying and mitigating financial risks for an organization?
I take a proactive approach to identifying and mitigating financial risks, by conducting regular risk assessments and working closely with other departments to identify potential risks. I also create detailed risk management plans and monitor key risk indicators to ensure that we are effectively mitigating financial risks.
What experience do you have with international accounting, such as dealing with foreign currencies or international tax laws?
I have experience with international accounting, including dealing with foreign currencies and international tax laws. I stay up to date on the latest regulatory changes and work closely with other departments to ensure compliance with international accounting standards.
Why is it worth subscribing to our YouTube channel?
By subscribing to our YouTube channel, you will have access to a wealth of knowledge and insights about automation testing from industry experts, which can help you stay ahead of the curve in your career.